Howdy folks, welcome back. So I'm going to leave this image sitting here for a minute as some people can find the stream and start to file in a little bit. I want to start off first by saying today is the 3-year anniversary of this event here and of the same event that happened to me. See, this changed my life when this happened. So first, let's scan down. I want you to take a look at this date down here. This was taken September 10th of 2017 at 16:24 and 24 seconds. Is this image right here? And what we're looking at is a solar flare that had come off the sun. This was another big one. There were two X10s, or an X10 and X9 right before it. And this was the third in the series of solar flares that it came off the sun just as it was supposed to be going into a grand solar minimum. So when I saw this sitting on my computer, I hadn't turned on my computer or nothing. It was just already sitting, this image sitting on my computer. And I looked at it for a second and went, that's that third solar flare. And I started to walk away, and I heard a voice say, Brian, there's something more in that picture. And I went back to it and looked, and finally I started to see what was going on. You can see how the CME is erupting out like this, but then it's also coming backwards. Why is it looping backwards here? And that's when I noticed this black round object right here that's draped in material, solar material, and it has what appears to be like a wing or a debris tail that's coming off the side of it that's been ignited and is flaming also. There's one barely on this side, you can barely see it, but if you want to see this a lot better, you can go to ISWA and go to the archives and look up this date, September 10th of 2017. That's 3 years ago today. Today is the 3-year anniversary of this event and the 3-year anniversary of the drastic change in my life. So I'm going to let that sit there for a second so you guys can see it. A couple of people are finally here, so maybe we can get started here. This was on NASA's instruments on their own satellite, and I had seen this image posted up on my computer, and I saw more in here, and I'll explain that to you as I start this video. I'm going to run this video real quick and grab some coffee, and we'll get started here. First off, I'd like to say thank you to a fellow YouTuber who showed me how to use this instrument so I could go back into the archives and find something I've been looking for. He knows who he is. So anyways, back in September of last year, there were 3 X-class flares that came off the sun as we are entering a grand solar minimum. And scientists theorize that, it could be this or that. Well, I'm going to show you what caused these X-flares. It's this object right here. So I'm going to put this into motion, and you're going to see. There's the first flare. That was an X10. And the object travels towards the sun, goes back behind the sun, look what else shows up in this time frame. These two objects up here that look very similar to something we've seen before. And as this object emerges from the backside of the sun, on this side over here, it causes a second flare. Here it comes. Boom. Here's our object right here. And as it starts to move away, you'll see it cause a third flare. Boom. Here's our object right here. This looks like Nibiru. Got a wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side. And that's not all, because behind that is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun, going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here. Run this backwards. All right, so when this image first appeared on my screen, it was the Nibiru image, and I heard a voice say something's wrong with that image, and then it popped out, and I saw the Nibiru effect, or the Nibiru planet, whatever, with its little wings and stuff, and I was blown away. I'm like, wow, here's the real deal. Everybody's getting these little lens flares, or they're using, water droplets on a, FAA camera or whatever. But here's the real deal, and it's caught on NASA's satellite, and they missed it. And I was just blown away that I was being shown this. And the voice said, "Look deeper. There's more." And it wasn't until I took, the next couple of frames after that I captured this image right here. And I was looking at this, but I was looking at it so close up that you couldn't see it. It was in your face. It wasn't until I put it down here on this little pop-up window, when you put your cursor on this red line, this little pop-up window compresses the image. And I had left my cursor sitting on there and walked away. When I came back, this little pop-up was there with this image sitting in it, and it was all condensed and compressed like it is now for you, so you guys can see it now. But it was so big that you couldn't see it. You had to pull back and zoom out and compress this till you could finally see this image. Now, when stuff like that happens and you have to compress these images and zoom back 10 times, like 10 different dimensions back until you start to see things clearer, that tells me that this is God's handiwork. Okay, so this thing is way bigger than the sun. The sun is represented by the white circle. It's not the black. The size of the sun is represented by this white circle. This thing is way bigger than our sun, and it's not even next to it. It's still like at a 45-degree angle going back that way. So it's even bigger than it appears here. And this all took place, like I said, 3 years ago today, and today's the anniversary. And, I was looking at the instruments this morning, that's for sure, but it's nice and quiet today. So thankfully, there's nothing to report on from the sun or from the human or the earthquakes. Everything's been really kind of quiet except for our fires. And for those of you who've been following Dutch since, I think we all know, there's more going on than meets the eye. Same as here, more going on than meets the eye. It's hard to report on stuff like this. I can feel for Dutch because, it's not easy to report on stuff like this. So that happened on the 10th, and I was commanded to show this to the world. And, man, I struggled with that for a couple of days on, how am I going to do this? What am I going to say? How am I going to present this? And, I don't want to scare people and cause, chaos and panic and riots and stuff. How do you do this? So I pondered it for a few days, and, man, I was, let's just say I was tortured for those days until I finally, got up the courage and figured out how to, present this. And, the moment after I did that, and I posted my first video on this, I was a mess, and I went out to my garage, and I was just a wreck. I went out there crying and screaming and praying, and something happened out there. So we're going to move on now to this next video. And I've had this subject a few times now, but we're still going to do it again because it's the 3-year anniversary of this and when it all started. So as you can see, I have mountains and mountains of evidence here, all leading to the same thing. So where did that go? It must be further up. Please bear with me as I get lost in my own channel here. Okay. So let's rewind this one. Back. So I know the last few videos have been a little unnerving and a little scary and disturbing. And they have been, and I don't take any pleasure in reporting on some of this stuff. It's just as scary for me as it is for you guys. And when that happens, it helps for me to go back into my pictures and look at some of the angels and stuff that I have here, and maybe this will help you guys. And what I'm about to show you here is Mary and some angels showed up, and my security cameras in my garage captured this event. After I made that video, I told you I was a wreck. I was just, I can't even describe the emotional, physical, and spiritual pain that I was in at that moment. And I ran out to my garage and collapsed on the floor and on my knees, just crying, screaming, and praying, all three at the same time. Just a wreck. And something happened, and my security cameras picked this image up, and I'm going to show you this image again. Should help show you that there's some real hope out there. So in this image here, this all started back around the Revelation 12 sign in September of 2017. And right after that, I captured this on my security cameras. And what we got here is an angel with its wings spread over here with a glow over its head. It's standing in a shaft of light. And then here is Mary's head. And I'm going to start zooming in on Mary's face here. And I was in anguish. I'm on my knees crying, screaming, and praying at the same time. And here this image shows up, and here's Mary with her crown. You can make out her shawl coming over. It's in shadow right here. She's looking down this way at my head. Hopefully the camera's capturing this. And I want you to look at that for a minute, because this... Something else I don't point out very much in this video is this white orb over here with an eye in it. Okay? I really don't talk too much about this thing, because I think you guys can just see for your own eyes what it is. And we're going to continue on. This is what brings me hope, is when I look at these. These are real images, you guys. Okay, this is real hope right here, okay? Okay, and then I'm going to zoom in also on this angel over here. Now, I've tried to zoom in on this angel over here. You can't go in too tight, but you can make out his wings spread here. There's a glow over the head. It's standing in a shaft of light. One of the last feathers is crossing into this realm and going over these brown roof tiles in the background here. So it's crossing from their realm into ours and is actually visible. Okay, I'll let you look at that for a sec. We can pull back a little bit here because you zoom in too tight and you can't make it out, but you can make out the silhouette of its wings. Okay. Then around the same time, my security cameras captured this image, and it's a lady's profile. She's smiling. Here's her headdress coming down. She's holding a baby. Here's the baby's head. Here's her arms wrapped around it. She's holding the baby, smiling, looking down at it. Let you look at that one for a second. And this is right after the Revelation 12 sign in the sky. This happened on October 4th of 2017. So all this took place within like a 2-week span, starting from September 10th, when the Nibiru image was shown to me, and then ending, right around here at October 4th with the Revelation 12 prophecy actually coming true and being caught on my security cameras and documented in my garage. And I'm going to let this continue on. About 11 days or so afterwards. Okay. Okay, in this image, this is one of the better images that I've captured. But you got to turn your head to the right. So tilt your head to the right, almost 90 degrees, and you can make out a wing here. There's a wing coming off here. Here's the torso and body, the legs coming down. Here's another leg coming down. It's got hair. It's a female, it has breasts, and it looks like it has some kind of crown or hat on it. Okay, and I'll zoom in a little bit. Then we'll zoom back out. This angel was caught in a shaft of light hovering over this sleeping kid down below here. Okay, so tilt your head to the right. We'll go in pretty tight on it too. This one you can. And you can make out it even has a face. And I'll zoom in on the face on it for you. See that? That's a real angel, you guys. That's a real image. This isn't fake or doctored or photoshopped or anything. I don't even know how to do that stuff, so that's a real angel right there. Nice clear image of one, okay? Hopefully this is bringing you guys a little bit of hope, okay? Because it does for me. Okay, now on to the next picture. Okay, now in this image, if you turn your head to the right again, you can make out what appears to be Jesus' face here with his hair flowing back and a crown hovering over his head. Now these images aren't only showing up in the etherical anymore. Now they are taking form in the sky and in the clouds. And did you guys catch that? Not only am I capturing this stuff in the etherical, but now it's taking form in our skies. All right, I've shown you all sorts of cloud videos with weird kind of faces, all sorts of different characters and stuff. And here is what was promised. Jesus coming in the clouds. You'll see him coming in the clouds. Well, here's an image of him, and here he is in the clouds. I would say we're pretty darn close. If not, I think he's already here and has been here for a while. Anyways, I wanted to show you this image right here, and then we will go back to, where's the first one right here? Right here. This right here is more than just an image. This is actually an anointing ceremony. You've got angels, you've got God, you've got Mary, but where's Jesus? You got all three. Where's Jesus? He's got to be in this picture somewhere. If angels are around, if Mary's around, if God's there, where's Jesus? Well, let's see, where are they looking? Well, the eye seems to be looking here. Her head seems to be looking at my head. Angel's kind of pointing over this way. Could this possibly be? I'm just saying, this is more than a picture. This is an anointing ceremony. Then to capture the Revelation 12 baby in my garage with the mother, approximately 7 or 11 days after the Revelation 12 star alignment. There's something going on here. There's a reason why this stuff is happening in my garage and happening to me. My life has just radically changed since that day on September 10th. I have been through so much stuff I can't even describe. I'm going through physical, emotional, and spiritual pain, all three at the same time. I've been, locked up, all sorts of different stuff, we'll say. It's just the affliction that I'm going through. And here's evidence of it. And now, I didn't really want to go to this part, but let's see. Maybe we'll go back to my channel here. Okay, so I've shown you, whoopsie, get that there. Pardon, my computer likes to get rated by Microsoft. All right, back to where I was. So, I think I might just play this one. These are all images of objects passing our sun. All the stuff that I've documented. Weird Schumann spikes. The last Schumann resonance thing that we had. Do you guys want to see that one? Here's stellar cores interacting with our atmosphere. Here's the meteor's live instrument going work when these things occur. All kinds of crazy stuff. And let's see. I can't even think of where I want to go now. So maybe we'll just go to this one real quick. Now, I'm going to show you guys this because I want to try to bring you guys some hope out there.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to my video. My name is Brian Knight, and I've been struggling with this for a while, how to do this video. So please bear with me here. So first off, I want you to look at my ID here. So you know who I am, I say I am. I want you to take note of the date of birth. March 24th, 1970. That's 3 days after spring. Jesus resurrected 3 days after spring. The real Easter is March 24th. In this famous painting here, this shows the Roman soldier.
Hang on, not to mention that 70 is all over the Bible. So 3/24, 70 is technically in the Bible. 3 days after spring, and 70 tribes, 70 years, 70 this, and 7 also. It's like 24/7, all wrapped into one. So back to this, though.
Piercing Jesus' heart with a spear. Now, what he didn't know is that the heart is on this side over here. But he stabbed him on the right-hand side. So, and then I'm going to show you another painting that depicts this.
Sorry, this was before I had a tripod.
Didn't have cameras back then. Sorry, it's shaky. Didn't have cameras back then to take pictures of this, so artists painted what they saw. So, for the historical record. So, seeing these. This one more time. Okay, so you know a little bit of history, what's going on here. Then, in the Bible, it says Jesus will descend from the clouds, so I got something else to show you here. Please bear with me here as I try to do this. I'm not very... Alright, watch here. This was captured not too long ago. Time. Just so you guys can see it again. Watch what somebody captured here just earlier this year. That, and I have something else to show you. Scientists and religious scholars and psychics have learned that a mortal wound suffered on your body in a previous life comes back on your next body as a birthmark. And this is the birthmark that I have on the side of my chest. See?
So did you guys hear that? Any mortal wound suffered in a previous life comes back on your next body as a birthmark. And you can look it up. There's some tutorials and lots of stuff on the internet and on YouTube of birthmarks being wounds from previous lives. Excuse me. It's almost like a psychic scar on your spirit that follows and then imprints on your new meat suit when you come down and you're born here on Earth. And I'm going to continue playing this because I want you guys to look closely. In this birthmark are three faces too.
again. Okay, on camera. See? Okay.
All right, let's go over to a better shot of it. Right, get it in the mirror, right here. Can you see the three faces? There's a face right here with horns. There's a face right here with a mustache and a beard. And then there's two eyes and another face right here looking in from nothing into that. So, like I said, some weird stuff has been happening to me in my life. And my life has been turned upside down and inside out and the craziest stuff, but I can't really go into that. But I want to at least show you that there's some hope out there, okay? That this stuff is real, all right? Where's. Let's go to. I have lots of other pictures of angels and stuff too that I haven't shown. I have some flip book pictures, like 10 pictures in a row put in a flip book that show angels bowing in front of me. And I was a little taken back at that one, going, well, angels only bow to God. And why is this happening in my garage? So, but we're going to take you to something even better. Where is this one? I think I passed it. This one right here. Howdy folks, welcome back. So snapping some pictures of the clouds yesterday, and I noticed something forming in the clouds, what looked like a face over here. And I'm going to start zooming in on this face because it's a real face. And if you look back behind it here, let's zoom in just a little bit, you'll notice that back behind here, this face is being projected by Jesus's heart right here. You can see it radiating out. Here's Jesus's face. He's pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. His heart's radiating out this image in the sky. See this face here? And there's a crown right here. Also in the etherical, in black, there's another crown right here. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this picture. Isn't this amazing? And this face, I recognize this face. I know who this is. I know who this face is. I see him every morning in the mirror. That's not all. I got another one. So what I just captured here in the clouds is an image of Jesus with his shirt torn open and his heart is projecting my face onto the smooth cloud surface over here. And it's just weird when you start seeing stuff like this happening in the clouds and it's showing my face and apparently wearing a crown. Maybe I've done something good in my life already and earned a crown or something, I guess. I don't know. But there's more, so let's keep continuing on. And a few moments later, in this image, I took a picture of the same cloud, but this is at a different angle. I rotated it 90 degrees. And I want you to look right up in here. I'll just here. You can see that there's a face, two eyes, smile. Here's the head. And the arms are outstretched, and he's holding a cell phone taking pictures of the sky. This is an image of me taking the pictures of the clouds. So the clouds are now
mimicking me taking pictures of them. Pretty crazy. Tilt your head to the right a little bit and you can see it a lot clearer. And just to kind of go in on these eyes, because they're there in the face. That's what my eyes must look like when I'm looking up at this stuff in amazement, just going, wow, no way. And then we'll pull back and you'll see that that's part of this face who's holding out a cell phone taking pictures. That's me taking pictures of the clouds. All right, I just wanted to bring that to you real quick.
Now, this isn't the only image I've captured of me taking pictures like this. I've captured other images that are just like this of me with my arms outstretched taking pictures of the clouds. And it really hurts to take these pictures because I have a shattered shoulder on one side and a torn rotator cuff on the other. And both of my shoulders, it's extremely painful to hold the phone out for 15 minutes and until these images take shape, and then I'm able to capture a few of them. So, this is a trial of pain and stuff too. And it's being reflected in the clouds, I guess, or something. So I just wanted to bring that one to you too. Here, let's let her finish up.
Quick. Close out with this image right here, because there's even more going on in here than just this face. There's other stuff in the background too, but I just wanted to bring this to you. I know it's odd, and I'm capturing some of the craziest stuff now in the skies, so stay tuned for more as I go through these photos. I still have thousands of photos with stuff in it to show you, and I don't have time to do it all. So when I find important ones, I try to bring those forward as fast as I can. And that's it for now. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Zoom in on Jesus here real quick. Yeah, that's a beautiful image right there, isn't it?
Can you guys see that?
Isn't it? Gives you hope.
Hopefully you guys can see this.
Hope, at least. Hopefully it brings you guys some hope too. That's it for now. I love you all, and until my next video, bye.
Okay, so whoops, go back here. And now let's put on another video for you guys. So since you guys got to see in the clouds, you guys ready to see God now? God's face and his face in the clouds?
So here we got you back at this event again because I've discovered some other stuff going on in here. And something very disturbing. So let's just get into it. At the very beginning of the loop here, when this face forms right here, it's actually a broken heart. So at the beginning of this loop, turn your head to the right here just a little bit. You'll see it was a broken heart that slams together into this symmetrically divided face. It's black on one side and white on the other. Boom. See that?
You're welcome, Sig Sauer. I like Hush Puppy too.
You'll see that it started out as a heart and then turned into a face. Now, as I've been going through these pictures, not all these pictures fit together. It has to be a certain sequence or the computer won't put them together. And what's odd is this face was way up here at the beginning and should not fit in that sequence, but it does. And I was wondering why. And it's because there's activity going on in it. It's actually a broken heart coming together, slamming together. And just to let you know, you guys, I've been picking up a lot of images of broken hearts, ones that are just Sorry about that. My computer likes to turn off in the middle of my videos now. So back to the hearts. I've seen some shredded hearts, just ones that are bleeding. And I don't bring them to you because they're just so heartbreaking. I can't show you that stuff. But in this one, you can see it a little bit, and then the face slams together into a bisymmetrical face. Also, there are other entities that I've been showing you, in these pictures. Now, every entity in the sky has a bisymmetrical face, black and white. So
something happened in the spiritual realm here, and now everything, every face in the sky that I see is bisymmetrical, black and white now. Before they were all white, and now they are all split face like this, every entity in the sky. And I got some pictures of that, and I'll bring that to you later, but this is more important right now. You can see the dragon's face is split now, white on one side, black on the other. I witnessed something in the sky, what looked like a handshake between God and Satan was enlightened and looked up at God in shock, and now his black face is half white. So maybe it's a good thing that, you know, evil has some good in it, or, you know, there's multiple messages in here, so you guys can you know, decipher what you want out of this. But I want you to see that shredded heart at the beginning slamming together into this new polarized entity. Okay, and now I got something else for you that is deeply disturbing, so hang on. Okay, before we get into this, I just want to give a shout out to Times and Signs. She does a really good job of bringing you, you know, information from around the world that our media refuses to cover. And very courageous lady, so I wanted to give a shout out because I'm about to use her video. And if you want to see better clarity of what I'm about to show you, go over to her channel and watch this video. Give her a thumbs up like I'm gonna right now. There you go. All right, here we go. Wait, before I start this video, I want to point out this face in the sky here. I've seen this face a lot lately, and I've just been afraid to kind of show it to you, but in this video, here's this face. It's bisymmetrical. It's got black on one side, white on the other. Here's the eyes up here. I'm just going to start playing the video. And this was in a video about the sound in the sky, so I want you to listen to the sound. Okay, this lady is highly intelligent. She recognizes what's going on here, and what she did is she sped up the sound. She sped up this video 2 times because stuff is happening in different dimensions and slow motion. So when you speed things up, you start to see the activity even clearer. So here we go. Folks, this is a real event, okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this to you now is because I see these events unfolding in the sky, and I think it's time that you guys understand that God is here now, and he's not too happy. So, something else I wanted to tell you that's been happening. Okay, so we're going to stop right there for a second. Did you guys notice how clear it was when it was sped up 2 times? These images that I'm showing you are zoomed out and compressed, and they're in a different dimension. The images, the sound, everything's in a different dimension. And when you speed things up or you make flip books or you zoom out, you finally start to see the evidence of the other dimensions that are around us. And this kind of goes to show, she did the right thing. She sped it up, and all of a sudden you could hear the growling, and you could, it was a lot clearer. This face, I had mentioned I'd seen this face before, and I'm seeing more and more of it now. And just glad that it's not doing what it's doing in this video. And I thought I'd bring that to you guys. Sometimes I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what to say about this stuff, you guys. It is what it is, and I'm commanded to bring it to you. So here we go. Let's go back to my channel and think this one. Howdy folks, welcome back. So in my last video we were discussing that. Okay, this is an image from the one I had shown you before, but I'm wondering if you guys can see this is an eye right here with half the face going this way with mane and stuff. Then the face is divided. Here's the other eye, which is opposite. It's got a white pupil and a black iris, and this half of the face is more like dragon or demon or something. And there's two eyes, the nose, and a mouth. And if you look, hopefully that I'm not blocking it. Hopefully you guys can see that image right there. And that was the final image. Well, not the final image, but one of the last images I would capture of this event. And I'm going to go ahead and play this video here. And then this face right here with an eye here and an eye here, the nose here and the mouth. And we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. And this is kind of a split face. There's a regular eye on this side, but this has a black iris with a white pupil. Hopefully you can see these eyes. Going down a little bit. Okay. So that image right there was from the last video I showed you. And what I'm about to show you here is very disturbing and very scary. And if you're not ready for it, don't watch this. Otherwise, here we go. Okay, what you're looking at here is a bunch of pictures slammed together over the course of about an hour. And I've taken each frame and compressed it and then put it in a flip book so you can see what's happening. If you tried to videotape this, you wouldn't see it. So it has to be done frame by frame, compressed, and then put into a flip book. And you're seeing what I'm seeing. I'm going to start pointing stuff out for you. It starts off right here with this Satan type looking face, then it turns into a dragon, and then this face slides over, and there's the God face thing that I showed you at the beginning. There's multiple faces and multiple dimensions in every single frame of this. So this is a lot. Okay, something happened in the spiritual realm when this face was first a broken heart. It was severed in two, bleeding and just ripped apart or whatever, and it slammed together into this bisymmetrical face that's black on one side and white on the other. After this event happened, all the different entities that were up in the clouds that I've been documenting, all are now split-faced with white on one side and dark on the other, okay? And when I noticed that happening to every entity up there in the other dimensions that we're capturing, the other dimensions, and I'm capturing this entity right here is now a new entity because of a broken heart. And now it's bisymmetrical, bipolar, whatever you want to call it or whatever. And I asked God, what does this mean? And he said, as above, so below. So if you're seeing this bisymmetry in every entity up above, I guarantee you it's happening to everybody here down below. Everybody. Nobody gets out of this one. So strap up, hold on tight, prepare for some kind of, some mental challenges and bipolar things happening maybe to you in your life or to other people around you. And this might help explain a lot of the reluctance of people to accept the truth. And I have a feeling now God's taking action. You can see he's no longer sitting back. He's taking action now. And this is about to happen to everybody down below. And I'm telling you this because of trying to warn you guys of what to expect. And when you start having, issues on your own, that this is what's happening. And you might want to find a good friend or somebody that you can count on or that you can rely on to talk to. Maybe some people have to go get a therapist or something like that, but it helps to have someone to talk to when this stuff starts happening to you or to your family, your friends, your neighbors, everybody, even the animals. I guess even the animals are going to be bipolar now and start acting weird. So if you see weird behavior out of your pets, you'll know what it's from. Okay. And I really don't like being the bearer of bad news and having to tell you guys this. So let's wrap it up, I think, right about there. Let this play out, I think. A lot more than what meets the eye. Also, something else, these images don't start taking form until I'm in a fair amount of pain. Because I have a shattered shoulder. It's multiple pieces floating around, and my other shoulder, I have a torn rotator cuff. So holding a phone out up to the sky and taking pictures or waiting for these things to develop becomes pretty painful. So a lot of pain was involved in producing this. So, and I mean, imagine holding your phone up to the sky for an hour and you can't pull away. You try to pull away and these images just fade. You got to hold it there and endure the pain. This is like God's way of showing you pain and endurance. So yeah, as you guys watch this, this is a lot of pain. So I know it's a little weird, it's a little disturbing, but I consider this a miracle. I mean, what else could it be? This is miracles in the sky happening, and I found that when I work with God together, we can perform miracles, and this is what happens. This is what you're seeing. Okay? And I don't do Patreon. I'm not monetized. Money. I bring this to you free as a gift. And I got a lot more coming, folks. This takes a lot of time to compress these images and put it all together, and to take them to not only the physical pain, but the emotional pain and anguish that goes along with this. Has been quite a trial that God's putting me through here, but I do it for you guys to bring you the truth so you can see what's really going on. I'm just going to let that run for a minute so you guys can watch. And this one took a long, long time. I mean, my arms were shaking, my heart was racing, and I almost collapsed. Liar, you almost died. This one was excruciating to do. And then I got some other cool ones that I'm working on that we'll do other videos on. Okay, so now you guys have seen that. If you look at my channel, I got a bunch of these Sky Show series. And if you want, there's all sorts of cool looking stuff in these Sky Show series. This wedding ring one. I caught the wedding ring here. Let's play that real quick. Maybe this will bring you guys some hope.
Welcome back. So this one I'm super excited to show you guys, and it's quite incredible. This cloud right here is God's arm reaching down. Here's his hand. He's got his hand clenched, and he's sticking out his finger with a ring on it. It's a wedding ring. And these little things right here are mouths of creatures that are oohing and awing over it. So I'm going to start zooming in on the ring here, and you'll see little creatures, different faces, oohing and awing over it. And let's pull it up a little bit. Here's his finger sticking out. Here's the ring going around this square thing. Let's go in tighter. Okay, here.
Hi, D-Rez. I miss you, bud.
There's finger. There's the ring going around it. Here's the base. And there is the rock. That's a big rock. Look how big that rock is on that ring on his finger. That's the wedding ring, you guys.
It kind of reminds me of the blow pop ring that you used to wear on your finger that had the huge candy gem on it that's just way out of proportion. So that's what this is. This is the wedding ring, and the diamond on it is just way out of proportion for the size of the hand and the ring and the base and everything. It's almost like cartoonish, but it's real. That's what's in the sky. That's what's really going on. And these little mouths changed over time, and a bunch of entities showed up to watch it. I'm going to let you watch the rest.
And as we pull back, everybody's looking at it going, ooh. Try to pull back even more. Even this little entity over here is going, ooh.
If you can't see it in this video, you go to the regular video that I posted. You can see it better.
Try to pan around, see if you can see some of these. Like there's one here, and there's one here. Yeah, this mouth has multiple faces connected to it. So does this one, and they're all oohing over the wedding ring.
There's even a dragon face over here. He's jealous, going, ooh. It's hard to see, but there's an eye here and an eye here, the snout coming down, and he's oohing and on. Even the dragon is oohing over the ring. Hi, D-Rez. It's good to see you, bud. And to answer your question, civil unrest will be happening after Trump is reelected. I think we all see the writing on the wall. That's probably what's going to happen is civil unrest. You'll get these protest groups, we won't use any names, but you know who we're talking about. They'll probably start stirring stuff up, and you're gonna see some civil unrest. You're gonna see crazier stuff in the skies. That's what you should be more worried about, is what's happening going on in the sky, instead of the dog and pony show that they're showing you on TV. That's all political theater meant to distract you and keep you from seeing what's going on in your skies. But I don't fall for their game. I'm outside all the time taking pictures of the skies because I know what's going on, and I see through their tactics, and this is how I fight back. So here we go, the ring.
Let's go in on the ring one more time here because this is pretty cool. Like I said, here's the going around his finger. This is the base of the ring, and then here is the big old rock. See, there's the base, and here's the rock sticking up. And as I pull back, you can see it a little bit better once we pull back. Yeah, he's keeping his covenant. He's showing everybody the wedding ring, and all these different entities have all come from around the universe to see this. And now they're seeing the ring for the first time going, ooh, nice ring.
Yeah, it's something else I just wanted to touch on there. A lot of the objects that I'm capturing are UFOs passing by the sun. I got UFOs following me around when I'm taking these pictures. I've showed you that too. And all these entities are coming from all across the universe. They're coming here to see God. It's not an alien invasion. It's not an attack or anything. They're here to witness the wedding. They're all here to see what's really going to happen. And here's a little preview. God's showing them the ring. You know, most people don't even know what this is in the sky, but I see it and I know what it is.
Anyways, I just tickled when I saw what this picture really was.
And like I said, this ring reminds me of like the blow pop rings. You guys remember those? The little candy rings you stuck on your finger and it had a huge candy gem on it that was bigger than the ring itself. So that's what this is. This is the wedding ring, and he's showing it off, and the diamond on it is way out of proportion for the ring. So I thought that was pretty cool. That kind of shows his measure of his love.
This arm hung out in the sky for a long time, showing off the ring, and all the clouds around it changed into different entities, all coming to look at the ring. And look at this right here. This is something almost like a Sonic the Hedgehog type entity or whatever. And the faces back here changed. The mouth stayed there for a long time, but all these faces change over the course of this hour that this hung out. Here's some other shots of later on. Maybe you'll see the faces changing a little bit. This one here, that's like the final shot right there. And in the background, you can make out a dark sphere with two eyes. And he's checking out the ring too. Yeah, so I thought I'd bring that to you. I was super excited when I saw what was really going on in this one, that it's the wedding band that God's showing off to all these entities. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all, and I got so much more to come. So hang in there until my next video. Bye.
All right, go back. Don't care about the concert. I can't join in the chat right now. I don't have a third device to hop into chat, so I would be chatting with you guys, but I'm trying to read them on my small ass little screen here. And thank you, 6 Hour, for your help and stuff. And when I do get up and do another live stream and I have another device, I'll give you a wrench, no problem, dude. I'm not worried about giving out wrenches. I will more than happy to do it. So let's wrap this up kind of where we first started off. This is the 3-year anniversary of when all this stuff started happening to me. I'll never forget September 10th of 2017. That was the day my life changed drastically and in the way that no one could ever imagine. I could never imagine. So we're going to start off, or we're going to end up right back here at this event. This happened on September 10th of 2017.
Say thank you to a fellow YouTuber who showed me how to use this instrument so I could go back into the archives and find something I've been looking for. He knows who he is. So, anyways, back in September of last year, there were 3 X-class flares that came off the sun as we are entering a grand solar minimum. And scientists theorize that, it could be this or that. Well, I'm going to show you what caused these X-flares. It's this object right here. So I'm going to put this into motion, and you're going to see. There's the first flare. That was an X10. And the object travels towards the sun, goes back behind the sun, look what else shows up in this time frame. These 2 objects up here that look very similar to something we've seen before. And as this object emerges from the backside of the sun, on this side over here, it causes a second flare. Here it comes. Boom. Here's our object right here. And as it starts to move away, you'll see it cause a third flare. Boom. Here's our object right here. Looks like Nibiru. It's got a wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side. And that's not all, because behind that, is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun, going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here. Run this backwards. You can see it goes backwards. There's the second flare. Back behind the sun, comes back out. And there's the first flare. So the mass of that object is sucking material off of our sun, causing these solar flares. Boom, right there. Goes back behind the sun. Comes back out. Second flare. And third flare.
All right, just to show you guys something real quick, I'm going to zoom in on the date here. Can you see this date? Whoops. Down below. Right there. Okay, it's September 10th of 2017. Okay, there's the time also. Okay, then we're going to back out of that and go over to one last video for you guys, and then I got to go start making dinner. I'm going to leave you off with this one more time, the real hope, because that's exactly what it is real hope. Okay? I want you guys to understand that the other dimensions exist, and that the angels and Mary and God and Jesus, all of it is real. The Bible describes things as pretty true. It's just happening in ways that you guys didn't expect. Hollywood has their version and has gotten people, brainwashed to look at an event only happening a certain way.
We'll go in pretty tight on it too. This one, I know the last few videos have been a little unnerving and a little scary and disturbing, and they have been for me, and I don't take any pleasure in reporting on some of this stuff. It's just as scary for me as it is for you guys, and when that happens, it helps for me to go back into my pictures and look at some of the angels and stuff that I have here, and maybe this will help you guys and help show you that there's some real hope out there. So in this image here,
I read it 6 hour. I'm a nice guy too. That's why I was just going to give you a wrench anyways. I know the responsibility that a wrench brings. I got like 7 of them, and it's too much trying to mod some channels anymore. It's not even worth it. So I feel you on that one. All right, I'm going to go back to this video. We'll finish it up with this.
This all started back around the Revelation 12 sign in September of 2017. And right after that, I captured this on my security cameras. And what we got here is an angel with its wings spread over here with...
Okay, something else I want to point out. This was captured on my security cameras. Security camera footage is admissible in a court of law. Actually, they would prefer that you have some kind of security camera video evidence of the act so they can see the perpetrator in the act, right? Well, in this case, nobody broke in. They just arrived. Nothing was stolen, but they left a gift. They left a gift of this image on my security camera. This image is a gift from me to you, from God to all of us. This is meant to bring hope, okay? Mary is here, God's here, there's angels here, Jesus is here.
The glow over its head, it's standing in a shaft of light, and then here is Mary's head. And I'm going to start zooming in on Mary's face here. And I was in anguish. I'm on my knees crying, screaming, and praying at the same time. And here this image shows up. And here's Mary with her crown. You can make out her shawl coming over. It's in shadow right here. She's looking down this way at my head. Hopefully the camera's capturing this. And I want you to look at that, because this is what brings me hope, is when I look at these. These are real images, you guys. Okay, this is real hope right here. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to zoom in also on this angel over here. I've tried to zoom in on this angel over here. You can't go in too tight, but you can make out his wings spread here. There's a glow over the head. It's standing in a shaft of light. One of the last feathers is crossing into this realm and going over these brown roof tiles in the background here. So it's crossing from their realm into ours and is actually visible. Okay, I'll let you look at that for a sec. We can pull back a little bit here because you zoom in too tight and you can't make it out. But you can make out the silhouette of its wings. Okay. Then around the same time, my security cameras captured this image, and it's a lady's profile. She's smiling. Here's her headdress coming down. She's holding a baby. Here's the baby's head. Here's her arms wrapped around it. She's holding the baby, smiling, looking down at it. Let's look at that one for a second. And this is right after the Revelation 12 sign in the sky. This happened on October 4th of 2017, so about 11 days or so afterwards. Okay. Okay, in this image, this is one of the better images that I've captured, but you got to turn your head to the right. So tilt your head to the right almost 90 degrees, and you can make out a wing here. There's a wing coming off here. Here's the torso and body, the legs coming down. Here's another leg coming down. It's got hair. It's a female. It has breasts, and it looks like it has some kind of crown or hat on it. Okay, and I'll zoom in a little bit. Then we'll zoom back out. This angel was caught in a shaft of light hovering over the sleeping kid down below here. Okay. So tilt your head to the right. We'll go in pretty tight on it too. This one you can. And you can make out it even has a face. And I'll zoom in on the face on it for you. See that? That's a real angel, you guys. That's a real image. This isn't fake or doctored or photoshopped or anything. I don't even know how to do that stuff, so that's a real angel right there. Nice clear image of one, okay? Hopefully this is bringing you guys a little bit of hope, okay? Because it does for me. Okay, now on to the next picture. Okay, now in this image, if you turn your head to the right again, you can make out what appears to be Jesus' face here with his hair flowing back and a crown hovering over his head. Now these images aren't only showing up in the etherical anymore. Now they are taking form in the sky and in the clouds. And zoom in just a little bit. Maybe zoom back out. There we go. These ones you can't zoom in on. They look better when you zoom back out. And let's go to another image. As you can see, this hung out for a while. And I got lots of images of it, lots of pictures of it as it unfolded. Where's this one? Right here. Maybe that'll help a little bit better. There we go. Okay, and these are real images, you guys. And I think God's trying to give us a little warning and a little bit of hope here also. So hopefully this helps you guys like it helps me to go back through these pictures and see these images, and hopefully this brings you guys a little bit of hope in this time of all this agony and anguish. Anyways, that's it for right now. I just wanted to do this for you guys because I know you're scared, and I figured I'd bring you guys a little bit of hope there. Okay? I love y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next video, bye.
All right, you guys, that's it for now. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for showing up. D-Rez, you had asked why I was in anguish. Well, it was because of the discovery that I had found of the Nibiru and the Nemesis attacking our son there, and I was commanded to tell everybody about it, and it was really hard for me to put the video together and what I was going to say, how to present it, how to show it to people without inciting chaos and riots and stuff. So it was a really hard thing for me to overcome and to do. And once I did it, I went out to the garage and I was just a mess. And you saw me there. I was collapsed on my knees, just crying, screaming, and praying at the same time. So that's why. Anyways, thank you all for coming. You guys have a good one. And until my next video or my next live stream, bye. I love you all. Bye. God bless.